Dogpack, why are you like this, okay? Why are you like this? Why can't you just be at peace, okay? Roll the intro.
This is Jagielski'S intro. Jagielski'S preparation.
And hello, wonderful people. So today we'll be doing another response to Dogpack404 for his lies against MrBeast in his second video. I don't know how many he will release, but I will respond to every single one of them, okay? Because I cannot stand liars, okay? I cannot stand liars like Dogpack. But before we do that, let me address something from the very end of the previous video. At the time, I didn't notice it, but after rewatching it, this thing showed up. Have you read that? Have you read that? Good. Unfortunately, this means that he's just looking for people to lie about MrBeast, just like upper echelon, just like Tabernacle. See my previous video. Unfortunately, he is looking for people who are willing to lie, because obviously he won't show anyone who is in support of MrBeast, okay? Obviously he won't talk with me, okay? Obviously he won't talk to the people who were actually helped by Jimmy. Because that would ruin his narrative, that MrBeast bad, that MrBeast evil. So let's get on with the video, okay?
I'm hungry! I'll write jokes for food! I wish a philanthropist YouTuber would just give me 10K and not film it! Hey! What the hell happened to you?
First of all, just like in the Tabernacle video, what the fuck is wrong with people helping people and showing this on camera, okay? What the fuck is wrong with that? At the end of the day, the person is helped, and the fact that someone gets a video out of this is beyond the point. Secondly, if you are so stubborn to keep wearing that police uniform, let me list some legal stuff, okay? First of all, you are impersonating a law enforcement officer. Second of all, you are loitering. And I'm pretty sure that those bags were put there by you, so you are also trashing up the place. Because they are way too clean to be actual trash. Way too clean. So yeah. Who's doing bad stuff now? Not MrBeast. Not MrBeast.
MrBeast, that's what happened to me!
What we do here is go back.
I was gonna be somebody! I was gonna be the... Carl took my job! Carl took my job! It's the worst production night I'm gonna make me do! No!
Is this a promoting violence thing? Because that's not a very YouTube friendly. I would have to report your video for that, okay?
Okay, content cop from Temu back at it again. So just before I get into my interrogation with former MrBeast employee Jake Weddle, a lot has happened since my last video. After posting it, I got hundreds of messages from former MrBeast employees, and I had them all like send proof of former employment.
Reported for violence, but yeah, as you can see, he was obviously in contact with other disgruntled employees. Now, why would people who are vested interest in wanting to take MrBeast down not be biased? I don't know. So yeah, I don't have any interest in either having MrBeast taken down or having him succeed. My interest is only in the truth, okay? Only in the truth. But obviously, Dogpack is dogging on MrBeast, which isn't actually very good, okay? It isn't good. He just got fired or left because he didn't get his way at a company that didn't belong to him. And now he's trying to destroy his former boss, okay? A disgruntled employee to the letter.
You know, just people showing their support or telling their stories of you know, fake videos or unsafe practices, you know, toxic workplace, stuff like that.
Okay, stories. How about actual evidence? I don't know, copies of internal memos, any other actual documentation, I don't know, internal meetings recorded with concealed camera? How about actual fucking evidence? Huh? Right, your excuse is that NDA that you signed. And I can also claim white things, I don't know, that I work for aliens for outer space, but I don't show evidence because that would ruin the world or whatever. But yeah. Never believe claims without evidence. What is claimed without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
I'm not really going to get into those claims because, for one, like, most people want to stay anonymous, which I understand. And also, like, I think most of that stuff's just been covered with you know, the news coming out about Beast Games and everything. And also, I have, like, more serious allegations that I want to start covering. Also, I heard from a very credible source that MrBeast has been sitting on a response to part 1 because he was worried if he posted it, I would instantly respond with part 2, you know, like this is Kids Bop, Kendrick Lamar vs. Drake. Also, I know MrBeast's secret CEO.
MrBeast's secret CEO. MrBeast's secret CEO. What the fuck are you talking about? MrBeast's CEO is MrBeast, Jimmy Donaldson, okay? What the fuck are you talking about? Secret CEO.
Has been practically like harassing my people on, you know, hey, what's in part 2? What does he know?
The answer is you don't know anything. You don't show any evidence. No documentation, no internal memos, no recordings of the internal meetings. When the fucking Project Veritas has better track record of evidence than you, then you know that you did something very, very stupid, okay?
So I will just tell you, James, what will be in part 3, so you don't have to harass my people. It will be about serious allegations of sexual misconduct in the company and your direct involvement in covering up those crimes. And I'll make sure to give you full credit and plaster your face all over the screen when we talk about that. So yeah, I've gotten dozens of messages from former MrBeast employees of very serious allegations. So
he got messages. He got messages. How about actual evidence, okay? How about actual evidence of wrongdoings, actual documentation, actual video proof? How about that? Alright, you don't have anything because you made it all up, okay? You made it all up. You said in part 1 that you didn't think to go to the authorities because they wouldn't do anything. Well, of course they wouldn't do anything if you don't have actual evidence of any bad stuff happening, okay? And here's my call to any people who were helped by MrBeast, who actually got helped, whose life were made better after showing, after being in a MrBeast video. Please contact me. I'm easy to contact on X. My DMs are open. Please contact me there. We'll be doing video interviews. Of course, if you want to stay anonymous, then we can conceal your voice. But yeah, even if MrBeast hurt some people, he helped way more people, okay?
I just want to put a call to action at the start of this video that, you know, if you have a story, you can DM me. Just make sure you send proof of employment first, because I get a lot of DMs. And like, as much as I meme and joke around, like, I take anonymity very seriously. So without explicit permission, I don't go public with anything. And obviously, if it goes to court, I would hope they would censor your information from the court documents. I don't know. Oh, and former contestants too. That's another thing I heard after posting my last video is during the 100 Boys versus Girls video, I have people corroborating the same story that the camera guy who gave the girls a drone was making some girls feel uncomfortable. You trap these girls in a circle and make them sleep on rough turf and get them high on paint fumes, and then you try to f them.
Again, show me evidence. What is claimed without evidence can be dismissed without evidence, okay? And I can tell a story that I was at the start base orbiting Neptune last week, but of course that wouldn't be true because one, there's no start base orbiting Neptune. It's orbiting Saturn actually, and secondly, I don't show any proof of that ever happening. Pics, or it didn't happen.
Anyway, so that will be part 3. So, you know, MrBeast, do with that information what you will. I know Chucky didn't want to respond to those allegations. So anyway, my interview with Jake Weddle, I chose to interview him because I thought he was perfect because he was both on camera and behind the scenes in 2019 and 2020. And also, what people don't know is that he came back in 2021 to be the sole contestant of a MrBeast video, which never got uploaded because it went very badly. He also knows about another portable document format who was working at MrBeast while actually on the registry. And I'll get more into that story at the end of the video. So I got his DM, drove straight to New York overnight, did not sleep, just drank a bunch of caffeine. And I also only had one microphone in the interview, which he's wearing. So it's mostly just him talking. Also, like, final thing, people said my last video started slow. This video also starts slow. It builds up over time, but I'll do the retention thing and say, the ending will blow your mind. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really crazy how blinded you are by your hate, okay? That's the craziest thing about your content.
Okay, Jake Weddle, everybody.
I'm Jake Weddle.
Most people who, if you know me from MrBeast, I'm a deep cut. I'm in a few of the videos, sometimes maybe purposefully kept to the shadows a little bit. I'm in the cutting room floor a lot of the time. But I've been in some videos. I've worked on a lot of them. I was there from 2019 to 2020, 2021-ish when I came back and did some more. I was there when they were authentic, and then I saw the transition to what I feel like is a company. He's like a TV show now. It went from YouTuber guy with a camera to Amazon. The culture around there was very unspoken, but there was a vibe. There was half the people who, if you made Jimmy happy, you were on the good half. And these people got random bonuses and were usually moved up, had more screen time. And then there was people who, if you had a disagreement or butt heads with Jimmy or just you didn't like it, you know, you were the other half. And I consistently was in the half that Jimmy doesn't like me. That's fine. I don't like him either. It's okay.
Well, yeah, if you are doing bad job or are arguing with your own boss, first of all, why are you even employed there? And second of all, don't be surprised that you don't get any bonuses, any rises, and don't get surprised that you are not treated very good. If you are a bad employee, if you are doing shitty job at your company, either you do a perfect job, or you you shouldn't work there, okay? You shouldn't work there. You should give your all, or don't give anything.
Oh, that feels so good to say. I don't like Jimmy. I hate you so much.
See, he's showing only people who hate MrBeast because he came to this video with a preconceived notion that MrBeast is bad, that MrBeast did bad stuff, and he isn't interested in the truth, okay? He isn't interested in the truth, unlike me. I am willing to listen to both halves. I am willing to listen to the people who were helped by MrBeast, who are happy from their work with MrBeast, and those who are less happy. Because I am interested in the truth here, okay? I am interested in the truth. Unlike Dogpack, unlike Upper Echelon, unlike the Tabernacle, I am actually interested in the truth here, okay?
He didn't want anyone to get more popular or have more of a way out necessarily. Like, oh, I'm doing my Twitch thing on the side. Don't do that because you could get famous and leave and talk about me negatively. And I could tell that the yes men were, you know, doing well, and I was, you know, disgruntled for quite some time. So I've talked to reporters, right, like publicly, and I've always had to choose my words very, very carefully because I don't want to say anything I don't stand behind, obviously. So I used to talk to people. I used to glaze Jimmy publicly for things I do genuinely think are true, but then it's like, well, how come you didn't talk about the working conditions? Well, I wanted a career. I didn't want to, you know, speak ill of YouTube's golden boy and then I'm blacklisted forever. I tell people I was talking to you, and they go, "Don't, what are you doing? You're going to kill your career." It's like, I have to, or I'll be sad. If this is the moment, we're going to talk about it. So, as far as that, that's my covering up of why we didn't talk about XYZ sooner, but now you know.
What would you say is the fakest video that you worked on while you were there?
Fakest video that I worked on while I was there. This is the extent of the fakeness that I was involved to. This is admitting to my complicity. I was a writer there, and we were working on a video, crushing my friend's car with a rock or meteor or something. It was a rock or a meteor in the title of it. I can't remember, but he wanted to do a prank where, unbeknownst to the person, he takes a rock, crushes their car, and they're supposed to think a rock came out of space.
We're gonna take a meteor and we're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both of them have no idea that we're doing this. Weddle and Marcus are probably shocked. They had no idea.
And so that was the one and only time I had to, my car? What? And on the fly, I saw him, because Marcus was in that video. So Marcus is calling his mom. Marcus genuinely had no idea. He genuinely had no idea. But so Marcus is calling his mom, and his mom's freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, they're gonna call my mom next. So I had to text my mom, who had to beg to get the title very quickly. Now I'm texting my mom, I go, Mom, I'm about to call you about the meteor thing. You have no idea? Be surprised. And then I hit send, and then they go, call your mom now.
And why did your mom knew about the meteor in the first place? If I was in this video, then I wouldn't even tell my mom, so her reaction would be genuine, as if she really thought that my car was hit with a meteorite. Because for all intents and purposes, that's what she would think, okay?
And I call my mom and I tell her, and oh, she should have got the Oscar. Oh my God, on the fly, she goes, what? I'm on vacation. Mom, my car has been destroyed.
Wait, what?
A meteor hit it.
Jacob, I'm on vacation. Do you understand?
Yeah, I did that video, and they're supposed to give me $10K to put a down payment on a new car, and they wanted me to get like a big flashy new car. $10K was supposed to be a down payment. And I can't afford a big flashy new car because I work at MrBeast.
So you were working at MrBeast and you couldn't afford a good car? Wow. You really suck, okay? You really suck, okay?
So I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the taxes on. I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the insurance on. So I do my part of the video, and I get a mom van that I could afford. And Jimmy was like, why didn't you get a cooler car? I was like, I can't afford that, bro. Come on, what are you talking about? If I was working on a TV show in the 90s, on a show that was a quarter as successful, I could retire today. But now I make dog shit pay, making gajillionaires more money.
Then, if you are so good at your job, and if you think that you were not compensated according to your skills, why didn't you quit and started your own YouTube channel, huh? Why didn't you quit and start a Twitch career or Kick or whatever? Maybe, just maybe, you were actually paid according to your skills, which are not very good. But what do I know?
And I just walked into the writer's room. And that's one of the reasons why I left, was because I just walked in there and asked for not necessarily a gajillion dollars, but maybe a salary that was more proportional to the work I was doing, given how much revenue that work was doing. And then, I talked about that, and I talked about the Writers Guild and how this is what Writers Guild industry standard is for the streaming internet content with ads. I thought that was the closest thing to YouTube, and I didn't even bring up residuals, because oh my God, if I got residuals for every video I worked on, boy howdy, I could retire, but...
This... How can you even be so ungrateful, okay? How can be you so ungrateful for the opportunity to work with the biggest YouTuber on the platform? And my application to MrBeast team was refused. What?
The other thing I talked about was there was another writer there, older comic, black guy. He had a kid, and I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child. We're doing the exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fuckhead white guy. Why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up.
Maybe because you were actually better than him at your job.
And one of the things I didn't like about the way some of the Beast stuff shook out was...
What was that? Alright, it was...
Talked about. I feel really guilty about the way this like shook out. Yeah, I was talking to this other writer, like, it's fucked up, you know, that's how the pay is, and I want you to get paid more, you know, because you deserve to get paid more. You know, I don't have a kid.
How can you be so ungrateful?
And he didn't want to rock the boat. He desperately didn't want to rock the boat. He's just, I like my job. I like, you know, because when you grow up with, you know, nothing, not to say that he did, but I know I did, you know. You get a little something, you don't want to lose it. So he didn't want to rock the boat. But he said, hey man, if that's how you feel, you know, like if that's like, I trust you. He stood with me. He went to that meeting with me. And I said my piece and he backed me up. And I said, I need XYZ or I'm out of here. And they said, bet. And they gave me a severance check the next day. And they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew...
Wow. You said your mom deserved Oscar, but I think you deserve one as well, right here. Masterful performance. This cat is so evil. Give me a fucking break.
If I knew he was going to lose his job too, I wouldn't have done it.
Not every person is smart, okay? That's okay if you are not.
Me, I was over the moon. I was like, you're going to give me a check and I get to leave? You know, I don't get to deal with the yeah, how many Orbeez can I fit up my asshole every day? You know, and I get to go home and you're going to pay me to leave. I was over the moon. And he was devastated. He did not want. I said, he just wanted to be in the room, you know?
But you did. But you did do it, okay? You did do it. And who is evil here?
And I really regret that. But, you know, me and him are really still tight. We're still good friends. Is he doing good? Yeah, he's doing good. He's a good guy. I love that guy. He's doing good.
No thanks to you, okay? You fucked up, bro, okay? You fucked up. If he was happy with the arrangement, you shouldn't do it, okay? You shouldn't... if people are not able or wanting to stand for themselves, then too bad for them, okay? Too bad for them. But you did a stupid thing here, okay? You got a person fired. This was all your fault, okay? This was all your fault. You know that. You know that. And you should have enough of intellect to realize that what would happen, okay? Because that would happen, okay?
Yeah. So maybe you're still better? Honestly, best thing I could have done for him.
Best thing I could have done for him. And then he laughs, okay? And you say you regret getting him fired? You are awful. You are awful, okay? And who's exactly a sociopath here, okay? Let's see. I know that you wrote in the description that not a medical diagnosis, but colloquial use of the term. But let me show. Yeah, this guy is definitely sociopath. Okay, see right here. He's acting as if he cared, but he obviously got a guy fired.
Now that he's very, very far removed from all this crazy shit, I guess.
Yeah, you should definitely get an Oscar for that performance. You regret nothing, okay? You regret nothing. You should know that he would be fired as well. For all MrBeast know, he was the one who were asking you to do that. But you got him fired instead, okay? You got him fired. You know that. You don't regret that. You only regret that you were fired along with him, okay? That you didn't get what he was making, okay? This is the only thing you are actually regretting, okay?
Do you think Jimmy really enjoys doing good and helping people?
This shit again. This shit again. Obviously, he is interested in helping people. He could very well do "it's just a prank, bro" kind of videos, or do kind of stuff Johnny Somali does. But he doesn't do that, okay? He doesn't do that because he cares. He wants to help people.
I think Jimmy wants to be the best YouTuber. I think he is laser focused on one goal. And I think whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do. And I think it was the smartest decision for him that he calculated, because he's very good with numbers. If I donate to charity, people can't say I'm shitty.
Well, obviously they can say he's shitty, as you are doing it right now. As for donating to charity, try starting charities, okay? Try starting charities and helping people directly, like he does, okay? Like he does in his very first video of the kind he does now, okay?
If I give this homeless guy 10K, what do you mean I'm a bad guy?
Exactly. What do you mean he's a bad guy? He helped homeless person. Even if that 10K didn't help him get out of being homeless, even if he spent it on who knows what, he still helped that person, okay? He still helped that person.
But I've always thought, if you're going to do something nice for somebody, and you stick a camera in their face while you do it, you didn't do a nice thing for somebody. You gained something. There was a homeless guy on the street, and you saw an opportunity.
What do you... Why does it matter to you? At the end of the day, a person got helped, okay? It doesn't matter that MrBeast got something in the return from it. That thing being views and ad revenue that he promptly reinvested to help other people. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, a person was helped.
For yourself and your image. And you gave one guy $10,000 who needed it to eat, and now the revenue you generated
was reinvested to help even more people.
From that video is way more than what you gave. I think when he's generous on camera, it's the least authentic thing in the world. There's an element of, oh, hey, you're crying. That's so good for camera. I'm so glad if you're crying because you're so thankful that you got XYZ, and then you go, oh, I'm so glad he needed it that bad so I could come in and, can you cry more? Oh, it's so good for the camera if you could, Got
any proof of what you are saying? Any recordings, any memos, any documentation that proves what you are claiming right now? What is claimed without evidence can be dismissed without evidence, okay?
It made me uncomfortable that I was working there, and I didn't like it, and I vocalized it sometimes, and I think that's why I wasn't on camera as much as they said I was going to be.
Yeah, who could have guessed that you would turn to be a shitty employee, okay?
I was told at one point that I was going to be like fourth banana, you know, it was going to be Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, me, you know, and then that never happened. And I remember talking about that, like, hey, I thought my contract said XYZ. And then I got the severance checks, so, you know, whatever, all that regard.
So after your severance checks, how was your relationship with the company? I know you appeared in videos after that, right?
Right, so in videos where I was appearing in later, that's why you keep nice publicly. If you're nice in public, hey, Jake was nice in public, let's have him back for something. You know, yeah, sure. So I was hoping they call back, you know? And I appeared in some videos after I left. I think one of them was 3 days in a maximum security prison. If I did do mini challenges in that, I got paid. I was, you know, clocked in with a rate, and I would get paid and compensated for those. But there was one video I was in. I got paid a lot for it, but it didn't come out. It didn't come out because it didn't go well. There was a video that came out probably like a year ago, something like that. It got a lot of hot water when it came out. It was the like surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary, or surviving solitary for whatever. It was one of those solitary confinement videos that got a lot of media attention because everybody saw the premise and thought, what? You shouldn't do that. And people don't know that was the second attempt. The first attempt was on me. And it didn't go well.
Give this guy an Oscar already, okay? Give this guy an Oscar!
I was already planning on moving to New York, and I had worked at a couple of YouTube companies after Beast. And I had a little bit of change in my pocket, you know, the most change I had in my pocket ever, you know? Small potatoes, you know, compared to Beast bullshit, but, you know, I thought I had enough to move to New York or whatever. And I get a call from somebody over there, and they go, hey, they want you for a video. I was like, oh, amazing, great, cool, thank God. What's the video? And they tell me the pitch. And they try to make the pitch sound like it's going to be like a walk in the park. The pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement. But don't worry, like you only have to last like 30. We have like a video. They're pitching it like at first it's going to be like a luxury vacation. You're going to have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine. And like part of the video is going to be you deciding like what items am I going to get rid of, you know, today? And it's like the choice. They were like, it's only going to be bad for me to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. You're the first, it's going to be like a breeze for most of it. And by the end of it, after 30 days, you're going to get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day. And I don't know, man. I grew up poor in North Carolina. I said, excuse me? I'll dance for you if you put that kind of money in my face, sure.
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't, okay? Who wouldn't? And here's the thing. I would complete every single MrBeast challenge released so far, except for the water-related ones, but only because I cannot swim. But I would complete that easy because all those challenges are small potatoes compared to what I can actually do, okay? It will be so easy to complete every single MrBeast challenge released for fun so far by me, okay? I don't think I would ever get a chance to do that, but if I did, I would easily complete every single one.
They were like, you're going to be locked in this room, and we got to make sure you're on all the time. We're going to have cameras on you all the time, and you're perfect for this because you never shut the fuck up. On paper, I was like, okay, I can do this, and they always cut me out of the videos. They always, and I was, editors had told me that it's because you have too much of a personality. And so with this video, I thought, this is perfect. It's a video they can't cut me out of.
Oscar, this guy, give him one, okay? Give him one right now.
I'm the guy. And so I thought, well, if I have to do this, if I have to do solitary confinement in order to do the things I want to do, then I will do that. That I held my tongue and I swallowed my pride and I tried to do one last ride. I get there. And at first it's fine.
And fired the cameraman or woman because that fucking camera can't even stand be steady for 1 second.
And I mean, they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, you know, which that's probably not good. You know, the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. It looked good on the visual. Like it looks good on camera. You know, it's movie magic bullshit. It was a terrible facility. I mean, it was in one of the studios. They had to like get like a separate like tank for, you know, septic stuff. Yeah, there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Like things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. You know, there's not like a hot water mechanism. So the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint, but the shower was always cold and you're taking like a quick shower and I had cameras 24/7 on me and the ice cream machine. Let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes. On, and off, reeking of smelly dairy mildew. Like, so I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good.
Or alternatively, you didn't have to use ice cream machine at all.
So the little thing started to build up. You know, there was like the bug thing wasn't like terrible, but it was a factor. And like at first it was fine, you know, and you're playing it up like, cause you know it's a video, and it got to a point where like they weren't turning the lights off. You know, I asked them, I said, can we like have like nighttime hours? You know, and they said no because it would fuck up the time lapse shots. The time lapse of what? Me sleeping or me not sleeping? Yeah, I saw in other videos they did like, oh, you're gonna get XYZ hours of sunlight. Oh, great! Want to know how they figured that one out? I didn't have it. You know, one of the things was you got to take away your clock, so you didn't know what time it was.
Again, I wouldn't have any issue with that.
Okay, I got no access to sun. I got no access to clock. I don't know, like, the lights are on me all the time.
Again, I wouldn't have any issue with that. I really wouldn't, okay? Really wouldn't. Lock me in solitary for an entire year for all I care, provided that I get paid, okay?
I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep, and I have insomnia problems now, but they might have started there. I had good people looking out for me. I had a lot of good people looking out for me saying, this, we gotta stop. So I just wanted to turn the lights off. And I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights would turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing. So, you know, they're giving me, you know, melatonin, you know, it's not helping, you know, and then Jimmy would come in like every other day for like an hour, you know, to check in on me because he's doing other stuff. You know, I'm just the guy in the cage over here. He'll come back to me in a minute. And so he'd come by, he'd get the shots, he'd leave. Sometimes he'd have a note with the director over the phone. That would really piss me off. This is the note I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans? You know how hard it was to do a take of that?
From what I've seen of your performance in this video, I don't think it was a problem for you at all, okay?
and pretend to make it genuine. I don't want to have student loans. I don't want to be in a cage. But Jimmy's the guy with the money, and if you do what he says, he'll do what you want. You want your student loans paid off? You just be in this cage.
Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. Nobody forced you to participate in that video, okay? Nobody forced you. You decided that it would be a good idea on your own. Obviously, you were wrong, but nobody forced you to participate, okay? Nobody forced you.
You have power over people. When one person doesn't have resources and the other one does, and they hold it over your head, and you go, of course, yeah, I agreed to it. I needed it, of course.
No, you didn't need it, okay? You didn't need it. You wanted it. You wanted that money, okay? I mean, I would want that money as well, but you didn't need it, okay? McDonald's, KFC, I don't know, Pizza Hut are always looking for new employees, okay? They are always looking. You could work there.
There's something about like having the cameras on me all the time. Like I was not having a good time, but we were filming a video, so I was trying my best to be funny.
Your best obviously wasn't good enough.
You know, I'm a dark comic. You know, I got bits about. I had a very traumatic life.
Yes, but more importantly, you got great acting skills. Seriously, why even you are on YouTube? You should be in fucking Hollywood, okay? With those skills, you should be on fucking Hollywood, okay?
I have my dad is in jail for sexual assault of a minor, you know, so this kind of stuff is very near and dear to my heart. You know, I don't fuck around with this shit. Yeah, I have jokes about that in my act. You know, I joke about it because, you know, that's what you do in a traumatic experience. You know, abusive relationships, I get out of it. The first thing I do is I do a typing about it. You know, so I'm in this situation where my mental health is not good. My physical health is getting worse, but we're filming. So I'm doing bits.
Yeah. If those beats were as funny as the beat you are doing now, no wonder that this video never came out, okay? No wonder.
I'm talking to the camera! And I'm being, you know, like, hey, it's been a couple days, I'm not doing so hot, you know? Which, if I'm filming a video, that's what I should be doing for the camera, but it...
Well, I guess you are doing it right now, okay?
It was too real. If they're faking videos, why couldn't we fake this one?
Maybe because the videos aren't usually faked, and those which are could either lead to cancelling MrBeast, like if the boys would win in the boys versus girls, especially in mid-2010s, or would end up in a lawsuit if MrBeast actually went and destroyed the cards without permission, okay?
You know, if we're allowed to let these cast members have some time off of this difficult challenge, how come we couldn't turn the lights off? How come we couldn't maybe not have some time lapse footage for 10 seconds?
Did you try to get out?
Yes! I was starting to calculate, I don't know if I can do 30. How much can I, well, how can I manage to get out of here sooner and still have a video and still have some cash and get the plug, man. I did.
How? Why are you doing this to me? Why indeed?
Since we're doing time-lapse shots, and since they insisted on time-lapse shots, I said, all right, we're gonna do time-lapse shots bet. I put my YouTube on with the whiteboard they gave me. And I was like, all right, yeah, go ahead and scrub that footage. You know, you got that whiteboard. Oh no, either that goes in or this footage is unusable. And then, you know, James Warren came in and erased it. You know, fucking, you know, don't put that. Don't. Hey, we can torture him. Don't you dare let him get a plug in there. You know. Like we were playing up the joke. You know, it's like, oh, I'm the boy in the cage. You know, whatever. Like I'll play into a joke. Whatever, it's fine. It's just something weird about when Jimmy jokes. I have jokes about my dad. Because I love jokes with my dad. I'll joke with my dad all the time. That guy's a piece of shit. I hate my dad. But I have friends that make fun of my dad. That's fine, because I know their intent. I know where they're coming from. When Jimmy joked with my dad, and I said that to seem weird. I don't like it. We were doing that, one of those hide-and-seek videos. Again, you know, at the time, they were a lot realer. So I got caught. And when you get caught, you know, you go to the place where you get caught. And I don't know if there's footage of this. I don't know if, you know, I definitely didn't make the final cut. But he says to me, all right, you're going to jail, you know, like your dad. And like, it's a joke. But when my friends do it, it's fine, and Jimmy just wasn't my friend.
Ever considered the fact that maybe Jimmy wanted to be your friend, and you have rejected him? After all, why would he give you a chance to be in a video after firing you for not being a good employee? He wanted to make stuff right with you, okay? He wanted to be your friend, and you have rejected him. Some people are just awful, okay? Some people are really, really bad, okay? And MrBeast isn't among the some people.
He was my boss. And that wasn't cool.
And what prevents a boss being a friend as well? I mean, sure, Chandler and Jimmy are pretty much friends at this point, huh? You rejected Jimmy, okay? You rejected Jimmy, and you are wondering why things went bad for you.
And so now, I'm locked in a cage at his whim.
No, you are in one because you wanted to be in a video, okay? You definitely wanted to be there. MrBeast didn't force you to be there, but you wanted it. You wanted it. So you got in a video, okay? And don't put on Jimmy what was you're doing, okay?
And I have to do things to get the cash I need to live.
Here's how you get cash to live. You go to the fucking McDonald's and you ask for a job. They are always looking for people to flip burgers, okay?
And I got these cameras on me all the time. And I was unwell. I had editors coming up to me saying, "You good, bud?" And I was like, "Yeah, why? You're clearly unwell." And he goes, "Well, because the footage you're sending in is haunting. Because I'm trying to be funny, but I am mentally decaying, so I'm doing bits."
If you didn't feel up to it, then why did you actually went there and participate in that video, okay? Why didn't you get to McDonald's and flip some burger for minimum wage, okay?
Someone said there is a horror cut of a video in this.
That is? Fuck, I really want to see that, okay? I really want to see that. But of course you won't show me that, because there's no horror cut, there's no evidence that it actually happened. You ain't found shit, okay? You ain't found shit, okay? You went to comb the desert and you ain't got shit, okay?
And I'm saying, like, who's watching this? Like, who wants to see this? What is fun about this, the video?
Wow, if you are really asking such a question, then you are really in the wrong kind of business, okay? You shouldn't even be there in the first place.
And so the thing that made me want to, I got to get out. I can't do another day in a year. Jimmy comes in and I'm asleep. I don't know what time it is. I don't know, it's like 2 or 3 or whatever. He's like, why is he sleeping? I don't know, because I can't sleep. He comes in, he wakes me up. And he goes, ask me why I have 2 briefcases. And I'm like, why do you have 2 briefcases? And he goes, oh, because this one's for today, you know, and this one's for the challenge. And I go, what's the challenge today? He goes, you're gonna run a marathon. You're gonna do the 22.6K, whatever it is. And you're gonna do it on that treadmill over there. The first challenge I did was a Rubik's Cube, and I'm dyslexic. I'm dumb. I don't know how to do a Rubik's Cube. So your first challenge, Rubik's Cube. I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. I was like, on camera. I don't want to do it. He goes, just do it for the thing. Like, kid, you know. Like there was an element of, oh, Jake will do what we want because he's in house. You know, that's one of the reasons why they got me. Jake's he's an inside guy, so he'll do whatever. We can push him a little extra hard because we know he's good. We know he's. I couldn't say no to the treadmill thing. Yeah. So I people who run marathons train forever and it's still hard. Again, writer. Do I look like I run? I don't run.
I would run the fucking marathon on a fucking treadmill, and I'm fucking fat, okay? I am fucking fat and I would still run. And this guy, thin as a stick, is looking for excuses, okay? He's looking for excuses.
You know, let alone a marathon, let alone that training for it. So I was in a sunlightless, you know.
Did you try to say no? Like, did you have a choice, or?
Based on the Rubik's Cube thing and based on all the other stuff, like there was so much pressure to just do it, just do the thing, you know. And if I refuse, it's just, oh, that's the whole video. I guess the budget's, you know, so much money up in flames because Jake said he wouldn't want to do the thing. And so I wanted to be a good sport, and I wanted to get the boost, and I wanted the cash, and so I started running at 12. I was able to take some breaks, and I asked him, how long do I have? He goes, until I get back. And I'm running until 3 a.m. I got off the treadmill.
Wait, you are telling me that you went on the treadmill without getting some water first to drink while running? Are you fucking insane?
Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk. My muscles were like just the lactic acid. I got off the treadmill, and then the people that came in to like ice my feet, you know, make sure I was good. Then that's when I was like, I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. And that's when I get psych in, and I talk to the psych about how I'm not well. And like I said, there was a lot of good people over there that was saying, you got to pull him out. Yeah, I had friends that did some freelance work. And they would tell me, they'd be like, yeah, everyone knows you over there. Everybody loves you. They go, oh, Jake Weddle, love that guy. Shame what happened to him. Like I'm a ghost.
Damn. Well, what's wrong with this guy, okay? What's wrong with this guy? First, he gets another innocent person fired. Yes, he did get another person fired. And then he goes on a challenge he was obviously unprepared to do. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
And I asked him, I said, how much longer are you guys going to keep me in here? And the guy goes, realistically, like, at least 7 more days? No. And they didn't let me leave right away either. They wanted to make sure, everything was fine. So I just, slept for a while. They turned the lights off. And they brought, it's like they brought in all my friends, to make it.
And the Oscar to the most emotional performance goes to this guy.
They brought in all people I liked and Jimmy. Then everybody was around me making sure I was good, making sure I was okay. But Jimmy had his he was sitting in the chair turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God. Everyone was looking at me and he was like Lex Luthor over there. He turns around, he stands up. He does the exact same thing when he's pretending to have a human connection. You know when you're watching a video and he's like, oh, stop, you're going to make me cry. And he touches his eye or whatever as if he's crying. He's just...
Oh, would you look at that? You aren't crying either.
I didn't have to pretend to do that shit. She says, as if rehearsed by his lawyers. Yeah, your mental health's the most important thing. Just want to make sure you're okay. And the last thing we want you to do is... I can almost hear the word Sue come out of his mouth. The S. He just stopped right before it got out.
Too bad we are not having any evidence of that recording you are talking about ever taking place, okay? We don't.
I did not get the $300K. What I got, he goes, think of it this way. At least you get to keep what you earned. You were in there for XYZ days. You did XYZ challenges, so you got, 100,000 some change,
Dude, you got $100,000 and you are still unhappy? Man, so some people are just greedy, okay? Some people are just greedy.
Give or take. You know how much money I spent in taxes in 2021? I spent $44,000 in taxes alone. And now, I spent all that money on doing stand-up. I bought plane tickets to go do comedy festivals. My family back home, I gave them a bunch of stuff that they needed. And haven't been back on a Beast set in any official capacity or unofficial capacity since then. And then they did the video with somebody else, and they worked out the kinks. And then I'd still gotten some hot water, and I knew it would. And I've wanted to say a lot of this for a long, long, long time. And I feel good now. I just had to get that off there.
So I just want to hop in here and show some text that Jake sent me after this interview. This is July 29, 2021, a few days after he got out of solitary. How are you feeling after a few days? Better. I still couldn't sleep even a few days out, but I almost have my sleep cycle back on track. My legs and joints are good, but the blisters on my feet still hurt to walk on. Medical advice I got was not to lance them and just let them go away with time. I'm mentally still in an uneasy place, but I've gotten back on better help. My therapist is a little concerned, but we are working on things.
Well, that surely is a concerning message. If it was true. If it was fucking true. But everyone knows that it isn't fucking true. Because he's name-checking BetterHelp. And everyone knows that it's a fucking scam.
Minor, this is not supposed to be a traumatic life event. This is supposed to be a MrBeast video. Hey Jake, hope you're doing okay. Meg and I just wanted to check in on you. Hey, I'm good and I appreciate that. I'm not exactly 100%. I feel like mentally I'm still recovering a bit, but back in therapy and my therapist is concerned. Haha, but my legs and joints feel better. Like I can walk, but my feet are still covered on those blisters and those hurt to walk on. But I was told the best thing to do is stay off my feet and let them heal.
Here's something about me. I got blisters on my feet few times in my life that when I overexerted myself, so I know how much they hurt, okay? I know exactly how much they hurt. And the doctors are right. Best thing to do after such a thing, after overexerting yourself to the point of having blisters on your feet, is just stay in bed until your feet, your legs feel better, okay? So yeah, I know how it feels to have blisters on feet. So yeah. But still, he knew exactly what he was doing. He could research what solitary confinement is like before agreeing to participate. He could do that. He didn't. He agreed, and he got banned. Shit happens. Shit happens.
I'm in Raleigh with my family. Also, it'll be like a month before I get the money, and they aren't giving me all the money. They're giving me what I won up to that point in the game, which was also a slap in the face, but hey.
No, it wasn't a slap in the face. It was fair. Because giving you all the money you would get in a video when you haven't won that money would be like giving a 100-meter dash runner a gold medal even though he gave up after 20 meters.
I'm out. I'm alive. Therapist who knows and cares about you. The whole thing was so fucked, and honestly, fuck them for not giving you the money.
He got the money. But he got the money. He got what he won actually in the challenge. So he got the money.
Meg and I are wishing you the best with your recovery, and please feel free to reach out if you need anyone to talk to or need a place to crash in New York. Hope you're doing well, man. That video you uploaded is money. So good. I appreciate. I'm doing better physically. Mentally, I'm still kind of in a place. I still can't sleep. I've slept 5 hours in the past 3 days, marathon included. I don't know what's wrong with me. Lots of thinking, too much one might say. Hope they're taking care of you where they can. I mean, I was kind of shocked they didn't pay me for the full 25, 30 days. They paid me what I made up to that point.
So going back to the McDonald's example, if I show up at work at McDonald's and I don't know, I work for 2 hours, then go home, should I get paid for the entire day, or actually 2 hours I was actually there?
Like, even when we have to pull the plug for my mental health, the mechanism of the game is still at play.
Yep. Just like you wouldn't give, I don't know, Usain Bolt a gold medal if he gave up after 20 meters of running just because he cried. Just like you wouldn't get him gold medal for running 20 meters instead of 100 meters. The same deal here, okay? You don't complete the game, you don't win, okay?
I'm just happy to be out. I still can't walk well, but it hurts less. And like, I'm not famous enough to burn a bridge. So at the end of the day, I'm still Jimmy's bitch. Like, if I was Carl and he did that to me, I'd ruin him. And they want to do it again. That could be your leverage. If the guy breaks down also, 2 is better than 1. Yeah, right. I told them everything they did to me that they can't do again in order to make sure the other person doesn't break down as fast. But like the way the video is meant to function is the problem. It's a bad idea, full stop.
Again, I wouldn't have any problems with that. Lock me up for entire year. And as long as I get paid, I will do entire year, okay?
It sounds clickbaity, sounds right up Jimmy's alley, but it's morally unethical like on every level. Off-camera breaks, lights off at night, visitation, take the marathon out. Marathon is a video in itself. You can't expect someone to exert themselves like that for 45 seconds of content. The challenges really made it feel dehumanizing, felt like a parody of MrBeast. I felt like the homeless guy they could exploit. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. Part of me wants the footage burned and part of me thinks that there's a great horror cut in there. LMAO, he was so fake when he came in and said he cared about my mental health.
Have you suddenly developed telepathy? Then how the fuck do you know what MrBeast thought, if he was fake or if he actually cared about your mental health? How the fuck do you know if you don't have telepathy?
They must have programmed the care about mental health updates. He said, we also don't want you to, and I swear to our Lord and Savior, he stopped himself from saying sue. Also, as far as like, he could have said no, he could have left at any time. I want to show this segment from an internal document at MrBeast called How to Succeed in MrBeast Production. Specifically on page 19, there's a paragraph called No does not mean no.
Finally, some documentation, okay? Finally, some documentation. Too bad we don't know how real is that. I mean, I could make something like that in LibreOffice, okay? I could write this into Google Docs right now and call it a real internal document, but yeah, finally some evidence, but how strong that evidence is, it's up to you to decide.
Already insane, because it seems to be co-opting the popular anti-rape slogan, which is a terrible look given the allegations that are going to be coming out very soon.
Keep in mind that this document only pertains to the recording of videos. Of course, provided this document is real. And the basic message of this document is to never give up, which I agree 100%. You shouldn't give up ever, because, yeah, people who give up never win, okay? Quitters never win.
It reads, when dealing with people outside MrBeast Productions, never take no at face value. If we need a store to buy everything inside of, and you can call the local Dollar Tree, and the person that answers says, no, you can't film here, that literally doesn't mean shit. Talk to other employees and see if they are fans or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team. If all avenues are exhausted and you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees, because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. Basically what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no. Don't stop because one person told you no. Stop when all conceivable options are exhausted. This is one of many tools that when combined dramatically improve your probability of success when producing here.
See? Never give up, which is a great advice altogether. And yeah, keep in mind that it only pertains to producing videos for MrBeast, not any other stuff, okay?
So yeah, this idea of like pushing through no's is a big component to working at MrBeast. And the way that it manifests itself a lot of the time is like, a director might tell a producer, hey, we need access to 30 acres of farmland by Tuesday or we lose $500,000. Now, if you're the producer, you obviously know that means get it done or you lose your job. So what can happen is like a producer's calling up farmers saying, hey, I need to use your land. And the farmer might be like, okay, but you know, I have animals, you can't be making really loud noises, no pyrotechnics, and you got to clean everything up. So the producer is sort of incentivized to lie and say, or maybe the producer doesn't even actually know the total contents of the video, right? Things changed last second.
Maybe, perhaps, I think. Give me a fucking concrete fact. No, not your speculations.
So they're very they're financially incentivized to be manipulative and sort of, they're put in positions where it's like, oh, it's either the producer's job or a civilian's job, like where it talks about, hey, maybe the manager would be willing to bend the rules. Well, you shouldn't really be pressuring civilians to bend the rules that could get them fired, you know? I'll show you a real life example. This is unused evidence from part 1.
And why did this thing wasn't used? Maybe because it had to be created after I was asking for actual evidence, for actual documents, after you made the first part of your Nothing Burger.
I had seen this Reddit post titled MrBeast leaving trash behind and debris at film site in Aden, North Carolina.
Got any proof of that?
Apparently, he left a large boat in a pond as well as debris around the film site in the bottom of the pond weeks and weeks after the agreed time frame. This actually rendered it unsafe for campers and almost delayed the camp's opening date multiple times due to not being able to get in contact with MrBeast to get the stuff cleaned up out of the area. So I actually know that this is from a MrBeast video called Protect the Yacht, Keep It, where at the end of that video, he actually says,
And if you're wondering, yes, we did ensure the lake was completely cleaned up after this video. For the love of God, subscribe so we can pass T-Series.
Yeah, so he says at the end of the video that they made sure it was cleaned up. I was actually on site for part of this production. I was at this camp.
You were at this camp when?
So I decided to send an email out to the camp, basically saying, hey, I heard these rumors. I'm investigating a similar incidents. And the camp responded, actually not denying the claims.
Let's play a little game of... Is Dogpack reading things that aren't there? Because the fact that they weren't denying stuff doesn't mean that the stuff happened, okay?
Going on to say, I am sure that there are no perfect film productions, just as there are no perfect people. I am grateful for the opportunity that we had to host the production crew, and because grace, or forgiveness...
You are reading into this too much, okay? The fact that they didn't deny it happening doesn't mean it actually happened, okay? And let me read that message in its entirety, okay? That the camp sent. Hey James, thank you for reaching out to me as the executive director of Camp Laszlo. We have been hard at work navigating our busy summer camp season. The cast and the crew we hosted in March put on quite a big production, and I was able to meet some great folks from across the country who specialize in special effects and explosives. I learned a whole lot from them. First, they were very professional, they took their job seriously, and safety was always the priority. They were the subcontractors of the production crew, and they made sure everyone was safe and well informed. See? Pretty positive of MrBeast, okay? And the fact that you are twisting a positive message into something that confirms your hateful notions that MrBeast bad speaks volumes about your bias, okay? I'm sure that there are no perfect film productions, just as there are no perfect people, okay? And this is actually true, okay? I am grateful for the opportunity that we had to host the production crew, and because Grace has been offered to me so freely, I will choose to offer the same, okay? Thank you for reaching out. We are now focusing on finishing our summer camp season and are not interested in discussing this any further. See? Even the camp owners are tired of your bullshit, okay? And then the fact that you are calling yourself a journalist? I haven't had a funny thing in my entire fucking life, okay? I really didn't.
Has been offered to me so freely, I will choose to offer the same. So clearly alluding to the fact that there was a wrongdoing by MrBeast production team.
Did we even read the same message? Did we fucking even read the same message?
And that's like sort of the thing is, if you're around Greenville, you know these stories of people working with MrBeast and it being extremely unprofessional, them not doing what they say. But they sort of get by a lot on their good public image. And like, I mean, this camp offered to host them completely for free. And I guarantee, like, if you went to the lake at the camp and you went magnet fishing, like, you'd find all sorts of debris that's still there to this day. Like,
I honestly doubt that.
They didn't clean it all up. So in the case of Jake Weddle, like, I'm sure that there were producers who were in a position of, hey, if Jake gets out early, we don't have a video, and your job is at risk. So there's a tremendous amount of pressure on top of like him being delirious from not sleeping and everything to just manipulate him into staying.
And back to making shit up we go!
Which, you know, I'm sure this isn't like technically against the Geneva Convention on torture because he wasn't technically a prisoner. Like, he could have left at any time, but because of the extreme pressure to stay in, it's not really a reasonable expectation that he could have just, you know, walked out.
Yes, it is. And yes, he could walk at any given point, okay? The only reason he didn't is because he wanted that money, okay? He wanted money. And that's the only reason that he stayed. Even though his own mind told him, listen, don't stay there, get out. And he didn't listen to his own mind, and he stayed, despite clearly not wanting to be there, okay?
I think Jimmy is a awkward kid who maybe, yeah, had it a little rough growing up. I can't speak on that, but I do have empathy for it.
Excuse me? Can you repeat?
I do have empathy for it.
Really? Let's listen to it again with subtitles.
I do have empathy for it. Because I had it rough growing up, and I think when you're hyper fixated on something, like I love stand-up, he loves YouTube, everyone fixates on a thing. I think he just wanted to be the best YouTuber so bad.
If he wanted to be just a best YouTuber, he could do a variety of stuff, okay? He could do it's just a prank, bro, kind of content. He could be a nuisance YouTuber, and this obviously also would give him views, would give him subscribers, as long as he didn't overdo it, like somebody did. But he could do a very good... he could do a variety of other stuff, but he chose this kind of content because he's a good person. He wants to help people, okay? He wants to use his power, his success to help other people. And you are just trying to crucify him for his good doings, okay?
And because the industry's metrics, you know, rewarded some not great behavior, if you're just going on autopilot based on what the numbers say, you know, you can do some things that maybe aren't good.
Yep, you could actually go to self-deletion forest in Japan, like Logan Paul did, and you could do a variety of other stuff, but MrBeast chose to help people, okay? He chose to use his money not for himself, but to help people.
But reap reward. And I think Jimmy just did what the industry and maybe what this system that we have set up demanded. And he didn't care who got hurt. And I think Jimmy surrounded himself with really, really not so great people, and those people were the ones making the decisions.
Except MrBeast has the final say, okay? He has the final say in stuff. So...
And I want to say, really important, there are so many good people that work at MrBeast who are damn good at their jobs. Like,
and you want those people to lose those jobs, just like you did with that other guy. Not satisfied with just getting one person fired, you want to get everyone fired, okay? Really nice of you. Who's a sociopath again?
When Jimmy comes in and asks for something impossible...
There are no impossible things. There's only lack of skills needed to complete the task, okay?
It's these people's jobs to do it. And they shouldn't be able to make it happen, and they do.
So I've been recording this video for quite some time. I think that really I made before starting it has already cooked in the fridge. I will go eat that and we'll continue with the stuff. Obviously this is just update on the recording process. It has nothing to do with what has been said here, okay?
And so I don't think people wanted to talk about stuff because I didn't want my friends to lose their jobs.
And yet you are here making it happen. Because I don't know. What do you think will happen if MrBeast goes bankrupt? If he doesn't make money anymore? What do you think will happen to all those good people? Huh?
I don't care about my fucking job. I'll die in a hole. I don't care. But I don't want my friends to lose their jobs.
Yes. Yes, you won't. Yes, you won't. Otherwise, you would not be here. You wouldn't do this interview. Yes, you won't.
I don't know. Everybody loves Jimmy, and behind closed doors, he is not super great.
Any proof of that? Any recording with a concealed camera? No? I didn't think either. What is claimed without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
And that image is cultivated purposefully and intentionally. And it's branding, it's marketing, it's
the fucking truth.
It's YouTube.
Okay, so I guess, yeah, just one final question on
Sure.
a serious note. Obviously, the
Ava Chris Tyson drama. And, that's a known issue of traditional media. Did you witness or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
It's crazy. I probably hung out with Ava the most out of the main cast just because I was on Beast Hacks. Now Beast Reacts. I don't know if it's still out. That was a lot of fun because it was just being silly and goofy in front of the camera. And Ava was the only person who was willing to film. Everybody else was too busy or didn't want to, and I was just trying to do my job. Sometimes there'd be like an offhanded joke that's a little gross. I mean, I'm a stand-up, so I'm very desensitized to that.
For someone who does stand-up, you are not very funny, okay? You are not very funny. No wonder that American comedy is in their shitter, okay?
I didn't hear anything that was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like when I saw, the reason I messaged you instead of talking to reporters sweetly like I have been was when I saw the Discord stuff because when I got there, it was like 2019. So I guess if the timelines add up, that would have been like handled, for lack of a better term. And then they started bringing more people on. Maybe they thought they had that under the rug, all right, we handled that. Now let's bring in some writers, And when I saw it, all that stuff started coming out.
So, in other words, you didn't know anything about Ava being a bad person?
And the potentiality, as of this moment of recording, I know this has been happening fast and stuff has been coming out so fast. Just the potential that Jimmy could have been in those Discord chats.
Even if he was, it doesn't mean he saw it happening, okay? I'm on like 100 Discord servers. I basically maxed out the free Discord, and if I would want to be on more Discord servers, I would have to either leave some servers or basically buy Nitro. But the thing is that I don't know what is happening in those servers either, okay? Just because you are on some servers doesn't mean that you know everything happening there, even if it's your own server, okay?
Or even the potential that he participated in those Discord chats. After the shit he did to me.
Okay, let's look what shit he did to you. Okay, so first of all, he gave you a job that you weren't very good at, otherwise you would be front and center on the channel, like, I don't know, Chandler or Carl or whatever. He gave you severance when you decided that you don't want to work there anymore. Then he gave you a chance to participate in a video that is front and center, and he paid you $100,000 for that. And you don't like that at all? I swear, the entitlement of some people is maddening, okay? It's downright maddening, okay?
If you're gonna make fun of my dad, I don't care what happens to me and my career and reputation after this. I had to say some stuff. So whatever happens at this point.
Outside of Chris Tyson, did you really see or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
I've heard rumors. I can't confirm or deny anything. I don't have any tangible evidence, but I've heard stuff.
Again, rumors. And rumors, more often than not, are untrue. And you can't really fire anyone based on rumors, okay? Because while it might be legal to fire someone based on rumors, it isn't moral, okay? It is very immoral. Because I could start a rumor that local shopkeeper killed my hamster, even though I never have had any hamster in the first place. Even though I actually hate hamsters, I got bitten by one in the past in my index finger. But I could start a rumor that a local shopkeeper killed my hamster. And if someone decided to act on that rumor and fired that shopkeeper, then congratulations, you helped me destroy a completely innocent person.
That if it could be investigated, that'd be great. But it's like water cooler talk. But I've heard things, yes, of course. I heard, people have been let go for sexually assaulting some very young people. The idea that Jimmy didn't know, or that Jimmy was covering stuff up. He didn't want stuff to come out. He's very careful about his image. The tangible proof that he knew but covered it up. How do you prove that,
With documents and recordings and stuff like that.
Well, there was a known sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender, on the registry and everything, who worked there. And you can, someone pees in public, you're on the registry, you get it. You can still have a job after you're on that's one thing. You go to prison, you get rehabilitated, that's one thing. If you do your time, that's fine. I think there should be rehabilitation in this country. But that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear.
You can't confirm? And even if he's on the registry for that, if he doesn't have contact with underage people on MrBeast, then everything's fine, okay? It would be more concerning if that guy, I don't know, was hired in a kindergarten or elementary school. But if he doesn't have contact with children, if he is in the therapy for his derangement, then everything's fine. Everyone deserves second chances, even the worst people, okay? Even the worst people.
And that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around. And whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender? And that your face could be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a sex offender with a physical mask? Do I have to? Is it more on the nose, or I don't know why they let him go, because there's rumors back and forth. So I don't know why they let him go, but he did leave at one point. Even if that guy didn't do anything, they still knew about it, and he was still around. And what if he's one of the people in the Discord servers? What if he's not? I don't know. But when I was there, they called him Delaware. It's like, why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently, they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. That's his nickname? Colloquially? Yeah, it's Delaware. Don't ask him why. The fuck?
And Jimmy knew about it?
The likelihood that he didn't know is astronomically low.
Okay, so finally I have a recorded phone conversation. The person on the other end of this line is a different former MrBeast employee talking about Delaware. Also, apparently before this phone conversation got recorded, the person on the other end of the line said that the MrBeast team was actually trying to expunge Delaware's record off the registry, and that's what actually like sparked this person to start recording.
Was he was a hustler, dude. Like, to be completely honest with you, he was a hustler. If there was extra money he was there, they would have been all about his life.
And what should we believe this recording to be actually? I think I can go on voice mode and change my voice at will. So yeah, let me change my voice real quick.
I was leaded by Logan Paul, and I really don't want to know who I am to confirm what I say is true. So yeah, but I for sure was leaded by Logan Paul.
See, this is easy, and you, for all we know, this could be Dogpack with voice changer, okay? This could be Dogpack with a voice changer.
Like, if Jimmy was like, I'm in the set on, and I was like, would you do it for like $1,000? Well, that's like, just go out there and fucking make a set for like 8 hours. That would say, you know, I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. And it was Reed's idea to get involved. And it was like, we didn't get you an APL manager, and then we went through that whole cycle of different VPs and managers, and, you know, people that won't talk to us anymore because they're scared of Jimmy. And if you really don't do anything in the affidavits or testimonials from people, you have to move very quickly because one of those people are going to go back and say things.
Okay, so Reed is MrBeast's former manager who was in the last video telling Jimmy, you know, hey, don't promote gambling to children. So, you know, I think Reed's taken 2 W's this month. You know, don't promote gambling to children, and don't have offenders on payroll.
And even if he knew, if that guy didn't go anywhere near children, then it's all okay. Frankly, I would be more worried that if that Delaware guy was, I don't know, an employee in some kindergarten or elementary school, then it would be bad. But as long as he didn't have any contact with underage people, it's all right, okay?
Also, yeah, just from where I'm sitting, it seems extremely unlikely that Jimmy wouldn't know, but, you know, I know I'm sure that's the defense he'll go with, so I'll just say preemptively, like, you know, if somehow Jimmy didn't know about Delaware, I think it's still such an extreme level of negligence. Like, what, you're not doing background checks, everyone at your company knows, but somehow you don't know. I think that needs more of an explanation than just saying, I didn't know. Well, how didn't you know? How did this person get into the company and you know, a company that makes content for children and is around children? So yeah, Jimmy, I think we need an explanation from you, or you know, your lawyers and PR people and representatives and spokespersons, and on how you could have not known that there was an offender at a high level in your company.
The guy could have lied, and the MrBeast didn't check because he trusted the guy. That's how he could not know.
And while you're responding to that, why not just respond to the allegations of rigging contest videos and selling fake signatures, running illegal lotteries? And
why don't you turn yourself in for impersonating a police officer?
You know, the dangerous conditions on the set of Beast games, you should address those too.
Got any proof of conditions being dangerous on the set of Beast games? Of course you don't.
So yeah, just let us know. Okay, that was my interview with former MrBeast employee Jake Weddle. I know he will be coming out with a longer cut of this interview as well as other content. So I just wanted to shout him out. Jake Weddle, top link in the description.
I've waited a long time to talk about a lot of this publicly, so thank you.
So, in conclusion, the only documents that were shown were actually proved nothing, and that response from the camp was downright low-key praise of MrBeast. And why are you still here? Okay, why are you still here, lying? Okay. I hate liars, okay? I hate bullies, I hate liars, and you are a liar and a bully, okay? Remember, Jagielski is perfection, ultimate perfection. And here's a message to the Comic Crow, Upper Echelon Gamers, the Tabernacle, of course, you, Dogpack,